start with a simple observation about how outsourcing relationships are typically evaluated. For many years, BPO partnerships have been judged primarily on cost reduction, delivery efficiency, and SLA performance. So that model made sense in a world where the primary advantage of outsourcing was labor arbitrage and process standardization. Today, we're operating in a very different environment. AI is rapidly increasing productivity across service delivery. Processes are faster. Automation is expanding into more complex workflows. Decisions that once required manual review can now be supported by predictive models and intelligent routing. At first glance, this sounds like a straightforward win for everybody. But there's a structural reality that we need to acknowledge. If AI only lowers the cost of delivering services, contracts will eventually reprice downward. And when provider economics weaken, investment capacity declines, innovation slows, and delivery resilience erodes over time. That outcome is not sustainable for providers, and ultimately, it is not sustainable for enterprises either. Enterprise value and provider sustainability are linked. So the real question today is not simply how cheaply services can be delivered. The real question is how much business value the partnership can create for the enterprise while sustaining a healthy delivery ecosystem. In the AI era, outsourcing relationships increasingly face a strategic fork. One path is the efficiency path. Here, AI is deployed primarily to execute existing processes faster and with less manual effort. Productivity rises, resource requirements fall, and short-term cost savings appear. But if the relationship is evaluated only through the lens of execution costs, the long-term result is predictable. Services become commoditized, pricing pressure increases, and differentiation declines. The second path is the enterprise value path. In this model, AI is not used simply to complete tasks faster. It's used to improve revenue velocity, strengthen customer experience, simplify operating models, reduce operational risk, and support better enterprise decisions. When outsourcing partnerships influence those enterprise level outcomes, the economics of the relationship become more durable and more strategically important for both sides. So let me briefly highlight 3 areas where BPO partnerships can materially influence enterprise business value beyond simple cost reduction. First is revenue and cycle times. In almost every industry, time directly affects revenue realization and customer outcomes. The speed of onboarding a customer, fulfilling an order, resolving a support request, approving a transaction, or processing documentation influences not only how quickly revenue is recognized, but also whether customers remain engaged and continue buying. When BPO operations remove workflow delays and accelerate decision cycles, the financial impact often exceeds the savings achieved through transaction efficiency alone. AI strengthens this effect by prioritizing cases, predicting customer needs, detecting missing inputs earlier, and guiding workflows towards faster resolution. In this context, the provider is not simply reducing operating costs. The provider is influencing revenue velocity, customer retention, and conversion rates. Those are enterprise level outcomes across every industry. Second is operational reliability and risk reduction. Every organization, regulated or not, carries operational risk. That risk might come from compliance exposure, but it can also come from service outages or customer escalation failures, supply chain disruptions, billing errors, or inconsistent customer handling. Standardized delivery environments already improve consistency. When combined with AI-enabled monitoring and automated quality checks, outsourcing operations can strengthen service reliability, detect anomalies earlier, and reduce costly operational failures. That reduces financial exposure, protects brand reputation, and improves customer trust. Reliability is not just operational discipline, it is a direct contributor to enterprise value. And third, is operating model simplification. Large enterprises frequently struggle with fragmented processes, inconsistent data standards, and duplicated workflows across business units, across regions, or across product lines. Well-structured outsourcing consolidation can harmonize processes, enforce data consistency, and create standardized delivery environments that scalable AI actually depends on. This simplification lowers structural costs, it improves enterprise-wide visibility, and it accelerates the ability to implement future transformation initiatives, whether those involve automation, analytics, customer personalization, or digital expansion. In many organizations, operating complexity is one of the largest hidden barriers to growth. Reducing that complexity produces value that extends far beyond that operational layer. So what this means in practice is that the role of the outsourcing provider is evolving. In the AI era, providers do not protect their relevance by resisting efficiency. Efficiency gains are inevitable, and AI will continue to accelerate them. Providers protect their relevance by contributing directly to enterprise performance. That requires shifting the conversation from how many transactions were processed or how cheaply they were delivered towards enterprise outcomes such as how much faster did customers move through key journeys? How much operational disruption was prevented? How much complexity was removed from the operating model? When outsourcing partnerships align around those kind of enterprise value drivers, the relationship shifts from transactional execution to strategic capability. And importantly, that shift benefits both sides. Enterprises achieve measurable business impact, and providers may move from pure pricing pressure toward more durable strategic positioning. Of course, recognizing these value drivers is only the first step. Capturing them requires some practical shifts in how outsourcing relationships are actually managed. First, value has to be measured at the enterprise level, not just at the transaction level. If the only metrics tracked are throughput, handle time, and cost per case, the partnership will naturally optimize for those outcomes. Second, both sides need visibility into the operational data that shows where revenue delays, failure points, or complexity actually sit in the process. Without shared transparency, it becomes very difficult to align around the business impact. And third, leadership conversations need to happen earlier in the transformation initiatives before AI deployment decisions are locked in. That is where the opportunity exists to design workflows that improve enterprise performance, not simply automate the existing ones. When those shifts occur, the conversation moves from service delivery to business impact. So, as we look ahead, I would suggest that the defining question for outsourcing relationships in the age of AI is no longer how cheaply services can be delivered. The defining question is how much enterprise business value the partnership can create. The organizations that align around that question together are the ones most likely to build durable, resilient, and strategically important partnerships for the years ahead. Thank you.